This brick building is completed in 2019 and the uses is coffee shop and also a publishing company. Inside we can find a well-known Korean publishing company in Paju Book City. Originally they began their business in Sigoyeodong at this place. We would like to introduce one of this new building, which is Dongyong Books. It's a triangular shaped seat give us a visual pleasure of multiple perspective in the alley. It is a red brick or well with a pine tree. We look forward to getting a first look inside this place loaded with great books in a row later. The architect plays with the brick by the use of a rabbit fly, but also by the different opening and the viewpoint it offers. The terraces on either side of the coffee bring light to the building as well as a bed at a distance from the street, producing a certain amount of exterior and interior privacy and intimacy. He used and assembled mineral materials such as concrete or bricks, which he put in the honor and in value in this building. What is so impossible? Do me like that with a smile, with a smack, with a you know me. In the basement, the Fruit Segoyo Grand Park is a space specialized in visual art and social communication where contemporary artists, curators and artists of various genres have reinterpreted everything about fruits in various modes of expression and dramatic imagination. The Fruit Segoyo Grand Park is a creative theme park in the downtown that manifests a new concept trend of having fun or playing, enabling the audience to be a part of artwork beyond appreciating them, break down the boundary of exhibition and way of playing. Fitting in your style and out too quickly. Man, it's in the way you do when you move so swiftly. This building named Space Group, which is the architect Kim So-gun, very famous in Korea. The program of this building is a museum, a restaurant and also a coffee. We can see also some office on the concrete volume. Space Building is an old building magazine office which is rehabilitated as a museum. It is a place to discover an architectural building and new famous contemporary artists. We can see that the architect connects the entrance between the traditional part and the new one. The entrance corridor allows for entry into various parts of the building and as such become a mediation and transition space similar to the organization function of the yard in the traditional Hanok house. The Space Building has created space by dividing the inner volume into separate masses. Throughout the inner atrium of the office building is landlocked to two building blocks open onto it and open up to the sky. Giving continuity and connection, in which detail and materiality are very important elements that help to incorporate an evolving yet rooted identity of the place into the space. The architect used two different types of bricks. Red bricks and grey bricks have a material similarity to the traditional terracotta tiled roof nearby. The architecture is an evocative reinterpretation of local building technique, material and texture, providing a strong sense of the place. The interior is very particular because they keep the old space. Then you can see some kitchen and toilet to use to exhibitions and painting, because the furniture and old space represent the history of the old office building. Gyeonggong Palace was constructed in 1405 as a secondary palace of the Joseon dynasty. After his destruction during the Japanese invasion, it was rebuilt in 1610 and served as the main palace for about 2070 years. Gwannaekaksa is a government office complex of the site. It's the location of a collection of government office. This office under the royal family and political affairs, and other buildings include a library, pharmacy, regal decrees office, and royal council committee bureau. And the area. When I see in Zhongjiang Hall, I understand that it's the main hall at Zhongdeogung Palace, and that's why he was used by the king and official for conference and meeting point with visitor. And this is very interesting because you can see on this walkway a stone marker inscribed with rank of court official who stand behind their designated stone maker when meeting with the king. The building is on a trapezoidal place and be massive and imposed. You can see also on the roof decorated with plume design. It's a symbol of an imperial family during very end of the Joseon dynasty. The next building of this place is Seongjong Hall, and you need to pass the gate Seongjongmun Gate. It's the main place to the emperor to meet with high-rank officials to discuss political and state and foreign affairs in the palace. And the area surrounding the building act as for storage and office for secretaries. Attached to the hall is a narrow corridor leads to Seongjongmun Gate, and the corridor was used in royal funeral also. Daejeong, this was a residence for the king and the queen and contained separate floor heated for the king and the queen and a gathering hall in between. Royal banquets were also here. This building was witness to a great strategy, as it was here that the Joseon dynasty held its last cabinet meeting to deliberate on the annexation of Korea by Japan. Annex buildings are connected by colonnaded corridor. When Daejeong was destroyed by fire in 1970, the existing building was reconstructed with material removed from the Queen Quarter at Gyeonggyeong Palace. It was used as residence for the last Empress of Joseon until after the liberation of Korea. Decoration, mural, and the frame of sliding paper door remain in good condition. At the rear of the wall is an elevated floor with which a full terraced garden can be viewed. Next, Seonjai complex. It was a library for the emperor and where he can read and paint. You can see also a garden in the complex. It's simple and beautiful pavilion. And in 2006, a lot of restoration made on this public to be open for the first time. I really love it because it's very different to the other building of this palace. It's more simple than the other, less colored. These numerous functionality are possible thanks to the flexible architecture. I greatly appreciated the vivid character that brings the color, the yellow color of the stair, creating a they create vertebral column and interesting sights also. The facade of the original building has been preserved, and this building is particularly interests me for its dialogue with public space, and the stair extends the public space by energizing it. And there are two internal stairs and a funnel one on the roof, which offer a view of the landscape on Hongdae. And this building offers projection and event, some office space and workroom, but also area for play and relaxation. There are numerous functionality, also like a space to make exhibition for students. These functionality are possible thanks to the architecture flexible. I greatly appreciated the character vivid bring to the yellow color of the stair, creating a vertebral column of the building, and also interesting sights.